had a website, but it was almost like a vanity project back then. Now it is like an entrance fee to have a business.
Good. Hey, I wanted to let you know that the Google guarantee, the Google ads, man, I'm getting 12 to 16 calls a week.
My goal is at least do 10 to 15 more years, grow it up, sell it for 40, 50 million, maybe more.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Titan Talks. My name is Jonathan Stern. I'm an engineer at Topline Pro, but once a week, I have the honor of sitting down with successful home service entrepreneurs to discuss their journeys to success. Today is March 22nd, 2024, and my guest is John Brouder, owner of Brouder Sons Landscaping and Irrigation, a landscaping company right outside Boston in North Andover, Massachusetts. John, thanks so much and welcome to Titan Talks.
Nice to be here, brother.
To get started, would love to hear about your journey into the landscaping industry. Tell us how you got started.
Oh boy. I got started in the landscaping industry in 1984. When I was in high school, I started cutting grass for somebody. When I went to college, I started my first company as a lawn mowing company, which I grew to mowing 150 lawns a week. I hated that. After 8 or 9 years of that, I think, it was either ask the doctor for some Valium or move to something else. We always did. Since that point, I've been in every aspect of the landscape industry and have moved my whole company to only offering at this point hardscapes, irrigation, and low voltage lighting. We do no lawn maintenance at all anymore. I'm primarily a mason, and I use the landscaping title to open up revenue streams, including irrigation and lighting. That's why we have that name on our business.
Why did you hate lawn mowing so much?
It wasn't, lawn mowing was the least profitable part of my industry, and it essentially, the biggest value of it to us was allowing us to tap into that customer base for other services. And, ultimately I was able to, find ways to do that without cutting grass. It's an expensive, in lawn mowing, you have to have two of everything. You need two lawnmowers, you need two weed whackers, you need two blowers. The labor pool is tough. It's a real rat race. There's guys out there that don't have insurance that are constantly pricing it down. Not that you don't have that in other parts of the industry, but I had just had enough of it. I think I had done it probably 18 years in total between working for others and myself. So was more than happy to move out of it.
So it's late March in Boston, freezing cold still. What are you up to today, John?
We started a walkway, retaining wall and steps project today. It was 20 degrees when we got there. We had a little false spring maybe 2 weeks ago, and everybody, some of us started up mistakenly. I would have waited a little longer, but my guys are anxious to get to work, and I have it. So right now, since we started, we're just kind of white knuckling through the cold until it warms up again.
How seasonal is your business? Do you have anything going on in the winter, or do you mostly close down?
We plow 110 driveways in North Andover in the winter. That is really, my son and I, we used to do some tile work, and occasionally we swing a hammer for some contractor friends in the winter, but we pretty much shut down, and the guys collect unemployment, and plow when the snow comes, which it didn't this year.
No, it didn't at all.
No, we had 3 storms.
Yeah. We may have one more, they're saying.
Yeah, I hope not now. Now I'm ready to build stuff.
So we are approaching spring. I know it's still freezing, but we are approaching spring.
Hmm.
As we gear up for the season, what does your day-to-day look like, John?
Ugh. I am the full administration team for my business as well as a working operator. I like to work. I still like what I do. So I go out my typical day. I work with my stone crew for at least till noon, sometimes 2 o'clock. Then I'll go do quotes and or irrigation repairs. Then I'll go home and do my office work, and then I'll go to bed and I'll get up and I'll do it all over again.
How many employees do you have?
Right now I have 3 guys and myself.
You thinking of adding a few more, or is it really just so difficult to find good labor?
I kind of have a small and greedy approach now. I like the small crew. I've had as many as 9 guys full time. And when the business grows that much, I'm not as happy.
Why not?
So it's too much for me to manage. I can do it. But if I'm on every job like I am now, the quality's awesome. My customers are happy. I'm making enough money. My sons are always like, why don't we expand? Why don't we do this? So maybe they're going to take it to the next level someday. But I've been through it over and over again. And I've hit, for instance, in the lawn mowing, when I was cutting grass, when I went from 90 lawns to like 120, I had to spend like 40 grand on equipment, hire 3 more guys, and I didn't make $1 more. You hit these spots in your business where, it's like a growing pain stage. Is it worth it to go any further?
Right.
So, I've just gone to, again, I just call it small and greedy. If I can be able to manage it more easily, I'm happier. The customers are happier. The guys are happy too. So that works for me. It's just how I am.
You mentioned your 2 sons. Are there succession plans?
Ultimately, my older boy David wanted to take over the company, and he might still someday. This year, they've been with me full time for 6 years, and they've been lumping rocks around for me since they were 9. But
Wow.
they both kind of moved on this season. They're with me right now. My son Johnny got on the fire department in our hometown in North Andover. So, due to their schedule, he'll still give me a few days a week. My son David has found a union job doing what we already do. They just kind of grew up. They're 28 and 25 now. So, but yeah, long term, I still anticipate that David will want the business. And I started this new enterprise 6 years ago with that in mind, building it for them.
Is that why it's called Brouder and Sons?
It is, yeah. I mean,
Nice.
we it's funny, I moved the business from Boston to Charlotte, North Carolina in 2003. I was there for 7 years and then I came back home. When I came back home, we were in a recession. I took a Teamsters job for 1.5 years that I hated. And I wanted to kill myself, man. It was awful. But in 2015, we had the worst winter we've ever had. And I made a pile of money shoveling roofs, which allowed me to launch this business. And we've been killing it ever since. I mean, we have a great name. We do beautiful work. Our customers are happy. We're 5-star rated anywhere you want to look.
It's not an
And
exaggeration. I did look, and 30 Google reviews, 5 stars, every single one of them.
Yep. Yep. That's the goal for me. That's more important than anything. Happy customers. And again, I want my guys, I want everyone to be happy. I try to treat my guys like I'd want to be treated. Sometimes it's, listen to what I say and ignore how I say it because, I'm the boss. But, for the most part, I think we do a decent job pulling it off. And I've talked to a million other guys whose sons haven't been able to work with them. And despite difficulties at times, we laugh an awful lot on the job sites. So it's been nice being able to work with them full time for this long.
That's what it's all about. That's good.
Yeah.
John, you've been in and around the industry for close to 40 years. What are the cardinal ways in which it's changed?
It's a different world. I mean, a lot of our industries, aspects of my industry didn't change for a long time. There wasn't a lot of innovation in irrigation until, maybe, I mean, there's always been some small improvements and things that have changed, but in the last 10 years, we've gone to Wi-Fi controllers and smart systems that connect with, Wi-Fi and the internet. And so that business has changed a lot. And, lighting has changed a lot also. When you were doing a halogen lighting system, you had to calculate your voltage loss over lengths of wiring so that you could accommodate the transformer, because a halogen light might pull 20, 30 watts. With LED, lighting is so much easier. We don't have to think. You can daisy chain these things forever. And, one light that used to pull 30 watts might pull 2. So that's been huge on that end of the industry. Stonework is stonework. I mean, we're always going to be, I might do a job and move 100,000 pounds at one job. What we do is heavy and arduous, but there's a lot of guys in our industry who do beautiful work, and it's a job that, if you start doing this job, and I told my new guys this week, I said, if you start doing this and we build a couple of projects and you don't stand back and go, wow, man, I built that, you're in the wrong job. Go work at the mall.
What about marketing? In the 1980s, no such thing as a website.
Yep. I'm fortunate in the way that I'm in my hometown still again. I did leave for a while, but my businesses have always run out of North Andover where I grew up. I do carry a good name there. I always have. So word of mouth gets us a lot of business. I'm going to say probably 60, 70% of my business comes word of mouth.
Wow.
I do very little marketing, and you guys help me with most of it. I push a couple of small ads in the spring on social media, mostly Facebook and Instagram.
Yep.
You guys make a couple of posts a week for me on my Facebook. But that's really my marketing budget. I probably spend, maybe $1,000 in the spring on Facebook and Instagram. I was telling Nick earlier that I am seeing it's a little slower this year. This is more like COVID made us busier than ever. I mean, when COVID hit that year in 2020, we couldn't find material. We were buried. Everybody wanted a patio. Everybody was home, but they wanted an outdoor living space.
Oh.
Since COVID, our prices have doubled due to inflation and labor costs. But this year seems more like a pre-COVID year to me in terms of what I'm seeing sales-wise, and our call volume is still good. But I think it's taken me, I have to get in front of a few more people than I used to find the disposable income that, now that we're so much more expensive, instead of closing 5 out of 10, it might be, 3 out of 10 or whatever. I don't know the exact ratios at this point, but definitely a little slower on the sales end. But also, I don't really sell often on first contact, and I have a lot of people who are I quoted that are still asking questions, and it's the beginning of the season for me. So I may close some of those that
Good.
I don't think I've closed yet.
When a homeowner goes with another landscaper, what's the
Yep.
most typical reason?
Price. And there will be many occasions they will regret it. I tell my customers when I meet with them, I am probably not going to be the cheapest guy you meet with. We're a legitimate business. We carry insurance. We have comp and liability, and
Yep.
we do beautiful work. So, if you call, and I tell them, if you call 5 guys and you're lucky enough to get 5 guys to come meet with you and give you 5 quotes, I'll probably be number 3 or number 4. But I also tell them when I meet with them, look, when you messaged me, how long did it take me to get back to you? And it's under 5 minutes. When you text me or you call me, you'll get a response. I'll give you a quote within 24 hours. If I do those simple things and run my business professionally, I'm buried because so many guys in our industry don't.
Final question, because I know you're basically on the job and you've got to run.
Yep.
What's been your proudest moment at the helm of Brouder and Sons? It's been 6 years. Tell us about your proudest moment.
Last year, the last couple of years, we have hit some, I don't know, $75,000 and $90,000 projects, right around that range. And honestly, those jobs are too big for my company. They really are. We're small. There's 4 of us. We have a small machine. But I went into those jobs and I told the customers, look, this is going to take me a little longer than, some other companies. I'm not going to wow you with my equipment. You know what I mean? But last year was the first year in 35 years that my health kind of affected me, and I had to. I think you can tell from talking to me, I'm a bit of a micromanager, but I was forced to turn over the reins to my son David. He ran my business most of last season, and he ran a $75,000 job for us. It came out beautiful. So I think that's part of my proudest moments. It's mostly related to my sons. They are good, qualified, hardworking masons at this point in their lives, and they can always come back to that. So I think that would be it.
You've built something that they were proud to take over, and in so doing, they made you proud. That's really nice.
Yeah.
John, thank you so much for being a part of Titan Talks. It was great to meet you. Have a great weekend. We wish you all the luck in the world.
All right, Jonathan, take care.